Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
UTI Mutual Fund and CNBC TV 18 come together once again to celebrate the 10th edition of the Financial Advisor Forum and Awards, this time in the national capital. This year's theme, A Decade of Honoring Excellence, had financial experts discussing the growth of the Indian mutual fund industry in the last decade and also sharing their vision and expansion strategies for financial advisors. The experts emphasized on inculcating sensible investing habits and prudent wealth management. The panel offered valuable insights on harnessing technology to tap diverse investor classes, enhancing customer experience in a digital world, and successfully taking the advisory business to the next level. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to all of you at the Delhi edition of the 10th Financial Advisor Forum, brought to you by UTI Mutual Fund and CNBC TV 18. This platform is simply here to recognize your work as financial advisors. You are the heroes of financial literacy in some sense, and UTI Mutual Fund and CNBC TV 18 are just making an attempt to recognize your incredible efforts. We are here to just handhold and cheerlead you from the sidelines. Welcome, gentlemen, and pleasure to have you with us on the 10th edition of the Financial Advisor Forum here in New Delhi. And the theme we have this year is honoring a decade of excellence. It's been 10 years since this platform started out. So what we are doing is we are starting with a look at the rearview mirror of how the industry has evolved over the last 10 years and how the role of the financial advisor has also changed over the last 10 years. So Dhiren, maybe I'd like to begin with you. If you look back at the last 10 years, what according to you have been the top 2 or 3 key growth drivers, and what should have been or have been the 2 or 3 areas where you think the role of a financial advisor has totally transformed?
The 2-3 primary drivers of investment, because not mutual fund only, but market-linked investment, what presented a case for them, are which is likely to prevail. I think we have just seen just a part of it, which is decline in interest rate. That is something which has happened. That apart, the decline of real estate as an investment avenue, right, that is a very significant one, because a bulk of savers allocation used to get locked in something which was otherwise very illiquid. You don't have happy customers. People were taken for a ride in some form or the other. Right. In case of mutual fund, we had a large pool of happy investor base. They may be dissatisfied, but nobody was disappointed. I think that is something which is still going for mutual fund, that people will have periodic bouts of relative disappointment, not absolute. But the general feel that, it's good, it's healthy, it is hygienic, it is not toxic. This is the underlying thing. What has not been said in the last 10 years, only recently that campaign started, Mutual Fund Sahi Hai. Right. That has been the dominant perception of mutual fund, and it has been right.
Surya, let's also talk a little bit about the investment habits in Delhi. We are in Delhi NCR. Are the investment habits any different here than in other parts of the city? Is the investor a little more aware here because it's the national capital? Also, there is a mixed bag of people. People come to New Delhi from all kinds of geographies, all kinds of backgrounds. There's the trader class, there's a manufacturing class, there is the salaried professional class here. So it's a whole melting pot of different kinds of people. What would you say are the top investment trends here, and is financialization of savings a trend that's catching up with this city as well?
See, surprisingly, you will not find many investors' asset classes differing from what they really want to have in their portfolios. If you talk about any specific city like a Delhi, or you want to talk about, let's say, pan-India, if you talk about. So generally, you will find all investors want to ensure that they have the best asset class, want to have the highest of the returns, but with the lowest of the risk. But at the same time, the difference only lies in the perception of thinking. On the contrary, if I talk about NCR in particular, you'll find the investor community a little bit more rigid in the sense that they already come with a preset notion. I may stand corrected over here, but they come with a preset notion because they believe that they are educated financially, which I may beg to differ in some cases. But typically, if you go to the tier 2, tier 3 cities, they are more open and able to learn and want to learn more.
Right.
So therefore, they are actually want to embrace the financials which you actually bring to the table, and they're open to take the options which you actually recommend to them, which is possible and doable here also, but it takes some doing before you can really put on that effort and energy. Yes, this is what it really means to you.
Right.
Because they have already set up in that frame of mind that I want to buy this and hence I want to buy this. So therefore, I think it's way to go, and that's very good for community like ours, where while it's tightening up of the overall scenarios where everyone believes that my income may go down, if I can say this over here. But at the same time, I think the growth is exponential. Because what you can see from here, if you play your cards well, I think you can really, really go just too much ahead from here.
Right. So, Himanshu, in Delhi, in the NCR region, whether it's Gurugram or whether it's Greater Noida Expressway, people have invested heavily in real estate. If we look back over the last decade, people who probably invested 8-9 years ago, many of them are still waiting to get possession of those properties with real estate, not doing that well. So in this scenario, has investor behavior changed over the last couple of years? Do you find more people drawn towards financialization of savings, and how has the uptake to mutual funds in particular for you?
Ritu, if I look at the broad trends, I will put them into two buckets. First trend which is shaping up in our country is Indians are getting richer. So that is one trend which we are seeing, which is happening in our society. Indians are getting richer. And second trend, which is more interesting, money is moving from one pocket to another pocket.
Right.
Which means people who were investing into property, gold, fixed deposit, they are moving into far more sophisticated financial products, which is where this entire community sitting over here is helping compound their money in a better manner. Second, money is moving from traditional businesses, promoters who have running the businesses. They are thinking of how do I create value in this business, unlock this business, and invest into new age businesses which are creating disruption, which are creating those billionaires every 20 days in our country. So that's the trend which is catching up early stage investments. And third, whosoever is creating value, they are also thinking how do I ensure there is a smooth succession, whether it is of business or my private wealth. They are creating a demarcation between private wealth and business wealth.
Right.
So these are some of the trends which are picking up. If I see the asset allocation pattern of India, even today, our biggest holding is property. 56% of our national savings have gone into property, followed by gold, followed by fixed deposits, followed by insurance. 90 to 93% of our savings have gone into these four asset classes, which last 10 years have compounded maybe on a post-tax basis at 6% per annum.
Right.
And if one would say convert this into mutual funds, which has compounded at 12% per annum over last 10 years. So if someone has a horizon of 25 years, in 25 years at 6% compounded, you can make 1 lakh rupees, 4 lakh rupees, while same amount of money, if it's compounded at 12%, it can be somewhere about 16 to 17 lakh rupees. Now that is something which you can add value to the customer by making them more knowledgeable about some of these financial assets.
Right. Right. Okay. So a lot of opportunities in all those trends that you just spoke about. But Debashish, let's talk about here and now as well. While we are celebrating the whole rise of the mutual fund industry, last month in January, the mutual fund inflows were at a 2-year low. So at this point in time, would you say mutual funds are losing favor with investors? And in a scenario like this, how should IFAs be approaching investors and really taking them through this cycle?
First of all, not at all that investors are losing faith in the mutual fund industry. Second thing, the 10-year things that you are talking about and asking both of them, I will go to the present state from those 10 years.
Right.
The change actually, you see, other than the affluence which has increased in Indian market, the trust factor has been given more focus by the investors and being provided the fiduciary role by the advisor. That has increased. Transparency has increased. Then the focus of regulator on both the sides have increased. Use of technology has made it possible because of democratization, access to all the informations and the regulations is there.
Right.
And third, a class of women investors increased. Ticket size gone both way. Millionaires started investing and also small ticket size from the bottom of the pyramid started investing. So if you see multi-dimensional changes that has happened, and behind that is people's realization because of education, people's access because of technology and spreading of awareness. It has become completely push industry to partially pull industry. And because of technology, our advisor friends are also being cautious and using that how to grow, how to reach out, how to spread word of mouth and to scale up, to skill up and to speed up. All these things are happening and their business is increasing.
This platform first and foremost help an IFA to create a sort of bonding with his peer group. A lot of idea exchanges happen, and with new ideas you are able to cope up with the challenges which are likely to you face in the market. The immediate challenge in our business as of now are regulatory challenges. So such kind of platform creates a sort of an understanding among advisors how to deal with such challenges. Obviously, a collective discussion helps us to understand the perspectives better.
Dhiren, I want to first ask you, what are some of the trends that you're observing in terms of, the financial advisors picking up emerging technologies, whether it's the Internet of Things or whether it's data analytics, whether it's sort of having robo-advisory in place? What are the areas that can really be impacted by technology, and how should the financial advisor of the digital age be really using that for benefit?
Advisors have 5-6 roles to play. One is the trust building. That's the forefront. Otherwise, nothing else works. If people don't trust you, and how does it happen? It can happen gradually. Then there are 4-5 things which follows that. That can happen very efficiently with help of technology. Every advisor should be sensitive to, which I think will make you customers in large numbers for a lifetime. One is understanding the criticality of money. The criticality of money, the criticality of investments, you have to appreciate. There could be people whose investment portfolios go up and down by 8-10 lakh rupees every day, and it won't matter. So at what stage you are completely shaken, and at what stage you take it in your stride and you don't care, that is something which an advisor can only appreciate, and that is something which machines will never substitute, will never replace.
Surya, coming back to you on the technology bit, really, what is that mantra, that ingredient of achieving the perfect balance between the human connect and leveraging emerging technologies of today successfully to expand the bottom line?
See, if you can actually have a concept where you can merge the two together and have that human interface as well as embrace technology to your advantage, that could be the way where you can really make sure that you are able to handhold the investor, but you're able to grow your business in such a manner that most part of the work is actually done by technology, but you are there as a front face. So if you are able to use that and cut out on that operational cost to a large extent and make it more seamless, make it paperless, because that's what's going to happen going forward.
Right.
And use that and create an interface where I can be the front face to a large extent, but everything else actually gets done by my back office, which could be to a large extent, could be automated. And there is no way you can do it by ensuring you cut out your cost. And their technology really helps you a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's also talk a little bit about the rise of certain classes of investors in the last couple of years. Today's young investor, and 65% of India is under the age of 35 today. So in an age like this, how should the financial advisor be proving his or her mettle, showing his or her worth to the young consumer? Debashish?
Yeah. So, while young consumer will be more techno savvy and will like to transact using technology, still the trust factor he will depend upon human beings. And when time was there, then printed text was gospel truth. Anything comes in TV, anything comes in newspaper, anything comes in a computer's terminal, I used to believe 100%. Now 75% people are disbelieving. There are truth checkers, fact finders, because what is coming in there may not be true.
Yeah.
So similarly, RBI also warning people that this app, this technology actually is taking your money out, or they are cheating you, so be careful. So with more such things coming, technology will not be taken as the final say. You need to cross check with a human advisor.
Himanshu, also talking about the other investor class that has really risen over the last couple of years is that of women investors. Right, a lot more women investing today, a lot more women becoming financial advisors today. So are there any sort of trends that you observe in terms of, how IFAs should be approaching women investors? Because women have traditionally had the savings habit, but the investment habit is something that's really new, and everyone's trying to inculcate that. What's your advice to IFAs?
So I would say definitely when you approach a client, maybe having an interaction with both the client and the spouse really helps, and I have seen in my own experience, spouses are slightly more conservative and they want this financial discipline to come within the family. So educating them will definitely improve the probability of success of passing on this conviction to start building up a financial portfolio. Women have also started earning, making a financial plan for them to attain financial independence at a certain stage. That also makes a difference.
We're running out of time, so I'm going to ask each one of you to leave the financial advisor community here with one mantra that has kept you in good stead over the last decade. And as they look forward to the next decade of growth and excellence, what is that one mantra that they should be looking at? Surya?
I think take care of your investors, your clients, the way you will take care of yourself. It's something as simple as that. If you can handhold him for your life, he's there with you.
Well said. Dhirendra?
In this age of technology, be relevant, and only human elements, with your human elements, you can remain relevant, because everything else will be taken care of by the machines.
Okay,
Yeah.
Stay relevant. Debashish?
Focus on outcome, not on income. Focus on Saraswati, not on Lakshmi. And also, this technology, make that a slave of yours, not be a slave of technology. And continue to upgrade yourself every day.
All right.
So I would say this profession is a very noble profession where you are acting like a financial doctor. This profession is built on the foundation of trust, and through trust, comfort increases and relationship gets built up. So do anything and everything what is right for the client, be client centric, and it takes a lot of time to build up the relationship, but yes, once that foundation is laid, you can only grow with your clients and through their references. So that's one mantra which I would like to suggest, because that has really helped me during my 25 years of journey.
Take the Hippocratic oath as the financial doctor for each of your investors. All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And with that, it's a wrap of the 10th edition of the Financial Advisor Awards and Forum here at New Delhi. We'll, of course, be back with the Financial Advisor Awards 2018-19 in the weeks to come. Stay with us. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Round of applause for our panelists.
Thank you.
This is one of the, wonderful event, and we as a IFA, we got a lot of information from other our fraternity, and especially from panel people. They have enlightened us about how this industry is going on, what are the dimension changing happening in this industry, and how we have to cope up with this. Especially the technology part, how to use technology. It gave a lot of importance in IFA fraternity. This is one of the most takeaway I got from this discussion.
I think this is a great opportunity for advisors to really come out and say yes, that we are there. to get recognized. Because I think there are not many options available, I think, in a country like ours, where advisor community is recognized by anyone. And I think now there's a 10th year for this, so I think it's a commendable job. I think both UTI and CNBC have done a great job, and to really handhold advisors, actually, in a true sense, to really recognize what they have done.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.